Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard, Cisneros at your service. Today I will be reading the March 2nd Facebook post and making a couple comments on it, and I trust that it will assist both of us on our journeys. Here we go. Quieting our internal critic. There is no one you communicate and spend more of your day with than with yourself. There is no bigger critic of yourself than you. Today, as we practice quieting our internal critic, the outside world will begin to feel like a less critical place. For the outside world is simply a reflection of the thoughts we support as real within our minds. A more critical mind will see and experience a more critical world. Equally so, a more peaceful mind will see and experience a more peaceful world. And so the world itself will not change until your thoughts and beliefs about yourself change. There's not one thought or critique that can remain active within your mind without your daily support and encouragement. Today, let us look within and practice choosing to be more kind, respectful, gentle, and supportive of ourselves. How can we begin being less critical of ourselves and more self-loving? Let us practice doing these following 4 things. First, let us remember what the ego's goal is. The ego wants us to judge the world for judging us. It wants us to judge the world for being too critical of us, not kind enough, not loving enough of us. And it does this for a very specific reason. It wants us to believe that the power lies outside of us, not within us. Second, let us realize who it is that speaks to us mostly throughout the day. About 80% of the conversation we have on a day-to-day basis is actually with ourselves. It is we who lift ourselves up or put ourselves down. Yes, we might have been trained to judge that others' judgments of us are more important than our judgments of ourselves, or more real than our judgments of ourselves. But that is not so. For what they say to us only affects us as long as we believe that they have power over us. I remember in the 90s when Hurricane Andrew blew through Florida, there were neighborhoods that were completely destroyed and neighborhoods that were damaged, but still remained up. And it was simply because of the support beams and the way the houses were built within that they withstood the hurricane. And so the more we learn to support ourselves, the more we learn that it is we who put ourselves up or down, the more we'll be able to defend ourselves against this so-called critical world we have been taught to see as real. And so the more self-loving we are, the less we need love from the outside world to support the idea that we are loving human beings. Number 3, as we said it in the post, or as I said in the post, a more critical mind will support a more critical world, and a more peaceful mind will support a more peaceful world. Let's look at examples of being in a good or bad mood. When you're in a good mood, the outside world appears more gentle, more loving, more kind, more generous. When you're in a bad mood, the world appears to be more critical, more judging of you, more hostile. And so you see, the world is the same as it was before. It's simply our moods that changed. It was us who gave this definition to the world. It was us who allowed the world to look like it looks, and for us to focus on the way we choose to see it. And fourth, let us not judge ourselves when we're in a so-called bad mood. The ego will love for us to judge ourselves for being in a bad mood. But today we will take this simply and make it our own workshop. We will practice having our own daily workshop. And when we see ourselves judging the world as guilty, or judging the world for judging us, we will simply remember that in the end, it is us who decide how judgmental the world is, by how loving we are to ourselves. And so when we are in a bad mood, when we are judging the world, we will not judge ourselves for judging the world. We will instead catch ourselves judging the world quicker and quicker, and choose to remain in that place a shorter and shorter time. And so we will start to live more and more of our day in a good mood, with supportive thoughts, with loving and supportive thoughts. And when we start to see that, yes, it is we who have power over our own thoughts and emotions. It is not the world who can control us, but it is we who are controlling ourselves through the ways we think. Then peace of mind and gratitude will result from this understanding. And the more peaceful and grateful we are, the more our brothers and sisters will be attracted to us, because they too desire to be at peace and to have gratitude throughout the day. And they will see in us what they desire for themselves, and we will serve as a great example to them, that what is within us is also within them. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you for your time. I love you very much. If you would be so kind as to like or comment on the video, it would help with the listening process, and it might help somebody find this video someday. If you'd like to leave a comment or a question, I would be delighted to try and offer a response. And if you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube videos, I would love to have you in this community. Again, thank you for your time. I love you. Practice self-love. Let us all practice self-love today, and we will see this world to be a more loving place. I love you. Peace. God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace. Thank you.